How did a young man from Anambra State become so feared that the name DERICO NWAMAMA struck fear into people? His real name was Okudili Ndiwe, but the street knew him as DERICO NWAMAMA. By that time, he was just around 22 years old. His name had become associated with some of the most frightening criminals activities in Onitsha. But DERICO wasn't born a notorious armed robber. According to the account of his early life, he started out on the streets of Onitsha, where he was known as a street urchin and later became a pickpocket. Then things changed. He moved into armed robbery and eventually he became associated with the notorious criminals underworld around Upper Iweka, one of the Onitsha's busiest and most dangerous areas at the time. But there was another name connected to his rise, Chi Ejina. Chi Ejina was already a notorious figure in the Onitsha criminal underworld. The Rike became associated with him and according to later accounts, this relationship helped expose the young man to a much bigger criminal network. But eventually, his own reputation grew. He became known for attacking interstate buses and carrying out armed robbery. Around December 2000 at Opiweka, a passenger bus was traveling along the Lagos-Onitsha route. When it reached the Opiweka area of Onitsha, armed men reportedly attacked it. The attack was extraordinarily brutal. Dozens of passengers were killed, a lot injured with only a handful surviving. People were afraid. They were afraid of traveling bus. Traders were afraid of going to the market. Passengers, everyone was scared. And the police were under enormous pressure to stop him. But the Rico seemed almost impossible to catch. He moved to Abuja and returns to Anambra and other states for his robbery operation. When he's done with his robbery, he will go back to Abuja. There were also stories surrounding his belief in Odeshi and charms that were supposedly meant to make him spiritually invulnerable. Bullets cannot penetrate his body and can disappear anytime he wants. Something happened that changed everything. The Bakassi boys. If you haven't heard the stories of the Bakassi boys, you can scroll through my page. Their stories are there. And the Bakassi boys now entered Anambra. At that time, Southeast was experiencing serious problem with armed robbery. You keep hearing different stories about armed robbery. To the extent that at the time, armed robbers were writing letters. If they want to come to your house, they write a letter to you in order for you to keep something for them. So people start getting afraid. People were scared that they started running away from home and hiding inside bushes. Authorities could not do anything. The Bakassi boys had originally emerged as a vigilante group among traders who wanted protection for criminals at that time. They became increasingly powerful. And in Anambra State, their activities were later officially recognized by the state government, that's in 2000. But the Bakassi boys were very different from the police. They were known for brutal methods, including torture, public execution, and mutilation, and eventually they came for DERICO NWAMAMA. On July 3rd, 2001, the Bakassi boys captured Okudili Ndiwe alias DERICO NWAMAMA. For 6 days, DERICO remained in their custody. DERICO was tortured, DERICO was moved around the cities. Then came July 9th, 2001, DERICO was taken to the Ochanja area of Onitsha Market. What happened next was witnessed by members of the public. The feared criminal who once terrified the street was now in the hands of the vigilantes. You know the Bakassi method now. There is no courtroom, no prison sentence, no appeal. DERICO NWAMAMA was executed. He was massacred, and that was the end of DERICO NWAMAMA.